Make a whole bunch of mistakes so you can be ahead of the pack. A person with no mistakes is kind of behind, So try to make mistakes. What's up? What's up? Heard what's the word is here. I don't think y'all ready for this topic right here. I don't think y'all ready to hear it. I was trying to choose a topic and I was like, what can I teach somebody? This is going to be about if you made more mistakes than others, then you are ahead. Most people, when they get in a certain situation, they don't know what to do. Life is not all fairy tale. Life is not all fiction. In 2023, I made a whole bunch of mistakes. And do I regret those mistakes? I would say no. Because if I didn't go through everything that I went through last year, I don't think I would be in a position that I'm in right now. Mistakes can give you an opportunity to meet that person. Like, say for instance that you lost something. You bought something, then you lost it, and then you went back to the store, and on your way to the store you found a friend that's still in your life 5 years later. You had lost that item, you took it back to Walmart. On your way to Walmart, you had met somebody trying to return that item. You just made a conversation with somebody. Say, for instance, y'all got to talking about that item. Y'all was like, man, I had to take that back once upon a time too. Yeah, I had lost it, Now y'all didn't spark the conversation just because of that item, just because you had to take that item back. And the lesson you learned was, I never lose this item again, But if it do happen, just take it as a blessing. You just never know. Most likely you don't regret losing that item because you gained the friend. You gained the friend for a lifetime. How you just gonna jump up here, bro? That's why you can't show no regrets. But yeah, when you make mistakes, you are ahead of the pack. If somebody is 23 years old and say they're a millionaire, I don't wish this on nobody, but say they a millionaire, they 23 years old, and they made a big mistake. When they turned 28, they made a big mistake, and all of a sudden they lost everything because they ain't know what to do, how to go about their situation, and lost everything. Let's say marriage. Say they never been in a marriage, they was a millionaire. And say they ain't signed, they ain't signed a prenup or whatever. Say they ain't signed a prenup, and just because they ain't know nothing about a prenup at 28 years old, they was young, got married, they got to give half away to their wife. Now, if you got a divorce at 24 years old, let's say 24 years old, instead of 28, you probably would have learned you probably wish you would have learned your lesson earlier. You probably wish that you never got married or something. You probably wish that you signed a prenup, whatever the case might be. This just for example, I just came up with something random, and I'm just showing y'all that a person might wish they went through something earlier than later. They probably wish that they was in more relationships, so they would have known how to handle that relationship. They probably would have wished they went through something, like that before they got a little older and say, dang, I don't even know what to do. I never been through this situation. Now, if you was younger and you been through that situation, you probably would have been like, man, I've been through this before. I know what to do. Even though you're 28 years old, it is still not too late, to learn your lesson. You is happy that you went through that at 28 years old. So if you turn 35 and you went through a similar situation at 28 years old, you're gonna be like, okay, I know what to do. Age don't matter, long as you learned your lesson. So when you do it again, you'll know what to do. Everything is a learning opportunity. That mistake alone, put you ahead of the pack. Another reason why mistakes put you ahead of the pack is creativity. But be it everything, these examples kind of weird for me. I was finna say, what if I'm putting a light bulb up there and I get shocked and you know what to do? I really don't want to use those examples. Just the things that happen in real life. You go through some traumatizing stuff and you learn your lesson not to do it again. So sometimes, okay, I'm gonna use this example so nobody else will do it. So always turn off the power. You feel me? Always when you working on electricity, I'm a handyman, so I want to use this example. Always turn off the power when you're doing stuff. Okay. Now say you don't know nothing about handyman, you don't know nothing about house improvement, you don't know nothing about none of this. So the first time, you trying to put up a light or something. Let me not say light. Say the first time you trying to put in an outlet. And the outlet is still receptacles you plug in, you plug in something like a lamp, you plug in something like your video game, the plug inside the wall. So that's the outlet right there. Say you trying to save money, right? And your family trying to save money, so you decide to do it. You decide to be the handyman of the family, you feel me? So you like, man, okay, I'm finna go ahead and change this outlet right here. You take the cover off or whatever. You attempt to loosen up the screws, attempt to take off the wires, but you forgot to do something. You feel me? Forgot to turn off the power. So now you at risk of getting shocked. And say you did get shocked. You okay though? You okay. You ain't at the hospital or nothing like that. But you know not to do it again. That mistake boosts up your creativity. Now let's say that just because of that situation happened, that it boosted up your creativity. Say that, okay, let's say you trying to prevent that problem. So now, since you forgot the last time to turn off the power, let's say you decide to write it down. So that's creativity right there. You telling yourself, like, how can I remember to turn off the power? You get a pen, you get a notebook, and you write this stuff down. So you ain't think about that at first. So now you thinking about writing it, you thinking about putting pen to paper. So that's boosting up your creativity. You you trying to think of alternative ways to remember this. So if you is thinking of alternative ways to remember, then that's creativity right there. Creativity don't gotta be all that fancy stuff that you be seeing and stuff like that. Or creativity can be, just thinking outside the box. How you think outside the box? You think outside the box by doing something that you ain't think of that could have saved your life. You thought outside the box by trying to remember how to remember. You feel me? You tried to remember how to remember not to get shocked again. So creativity could have been another alternative way of going on your phone and typing in notes and stuff like that, so you don't forget. That's creative ways. And if you can't do that, think of another creative way. Try to tape the paper in front of you. Tape the paper by the outlet so you won't forget to, every time you look at the outlet, you say turn power off. That's creative right there. So that's another way why, it puts you ahead of the pack, because somebody might not know that. So they put you ahead of them right there. It's simple as that. Just because you made that mistake, that put you ahead of them. How else do mistakes put you ahead of the pack? You fear the thing that you know nothing about. What is something that a lot of people fear? Let me say heights. A lot of people fear heights. Just because they ain't skydive, they don't know nothing about skydiving. Say you never been skydiving before. You're going to be scared, right? You're going to be scared. So your heart going to be racing. You're going to be I don't even know nothing about skydiving, so just tell me if I'm wrong. You skydive at a very, very, very high height. You skydiving in the air. You afraid, right? So since you're afraid, that means you don't have no confidence in yourself. You don't even know if you will land, if you da 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 da. My main point is when you make mistakes and you do things, when you do a whole bunch of things in life, you building confidence when you make mistakes. So say early in your life that you did skydive. Oh, you did it about 2 times in your younger years. So say now you going up there at a very high height. Say you doing roller coasters. You have confidence now. You have confidence that if I go up here, I won't be as afraid. My heart won't be racing as it used to because I built the confidence. I believe in myself. I believe that, I will be okay. So you building confidence when you make mistakes. Somebody that ain't make mistakes before, they ain't gonna have no confidence in themselves. They ain't gonna let's say public speaking, because I'm trying to get more into public speaking. Say you never did public speaking before, never wanted to do public speaking because of course you ain't want to make that mistake, you ain't want to mess up, you ain't want to stutter or nothing like that. So you like, man, I really don't know what to do. So you get on that stage for the first time at 21 years old and you don't even know what you're talking about right now. Now we all know somebody like Eric Thomas. We all know somebody like Martin Luther King. So they have the confidence. They ain't no newbie. They have the confidence because they did that. They did this 100 times. They did this 200. And once you build confidence, you just become more skillful. You just get better and better. And once you build that confidence, you feel like you can do anything. Confidence is one of the best characteristics you can have. Confidence can lead you to a lot of opportunities, man. When you got confidence, you feel like you can do anything. So that's when I feel like you can bring the best out of you. You really gonna find out your skills once you got confidence. Because if that door broke, like I said, if that door broke, then your confidence can lead you to fix that door. So now you like, oh, I can do this, man. This is easy. I seen people on YouTube fixing doors, da da da. So your confidence can lead to so many opportunities, that when you build, man, confidence, you gotta build that confidence. So make a whole bunch of mistakes, man. Don't be afraid to make mistakes, because you won't be if you ain't make mistakes, I wouldn't be the person that I am today. I wouldn't be the person I am today if I ain't go to college and take that risk, because I was scared to death to go to college, you feel me? I was like, man, I don't know if I pass, da da da. But since I went to college and passed, I know that I can do it at a university. I know I can do 4 years. I probably feel like I can become a doctor, I feel like I can become a doctor, because that hard work. And at a trade school, I was taking general educations and everything. So that kind of helped me, gain the confidence to say, man, I can do this at the university too. And last but not least is life experiences. I love telling people what not to do. I love telling people what I learned. I love telling people about my mistakes and stuff like that. I also know what to do and what not to do. It's life experience for me. I know not to da da da. Like, I ain't gonna go deep into 2023. I ain't gonna go deep into my life. But just because I learned everything from my mistakes, I know what not to do and I know what to do. And I can't wait to tell my stories. I can't wait to tell people what to do and what not to do. I can't wait to tell people about my mistakes, And don't take L's as a loss. Take L's as lessons. You all heard that before. And that is so true. I used to think they were just trying to say that just because, man, they just trying to make you not feel sad. They trying to say losses is, lessons just to not make you feel down on yourself. And that is not the case. Like, else is really lessons. Like, you gonna learn that in life, that else is really lessons, because If you watching this video, you probably was scared of the mistakes that you did make and felt like, man, my life is over. And now that you at this video, your life is not over. If you still, breathing, your life is never over. You still got time to change. So don't ever think your life is over. If you watching this video, like I said, your life is not over. If you still can hear, if you still can see, if you still can talk, if you still can walk, if you still can do all these things, your life is never over. Your life ain't over until it's over. You know. So don't take nothing for granted. Um, Always take L's as a lesson, never as a loss. And just make a whole bunch of mistakes so you know what you good at in life. Try to take a whole bunch of risks. When you take risks, you make mistakes. It's almost guaranteed that you're gonna make mistakes once you take risks, something that you never did before. If you're trying to be handy, you find out that you're good at doing handyman stuff. If you're trying to cut hair, you find out that you're doing, you find out that you're good at cutting hair. If you if you go to school, if you go to college, you find out that college is not for you. So once you take a whole bunch of risks, because they kind of relate with each other, mistakes and risks, you find out what you can and cannot do, and that lead back to self-awareness. You find out the things that you need to improve on. You find out your strength. You find out your weakness. So that's it, man. Make a whole bunch of mistakes so you can be ahead of the pack. A person with no mistakes is kind of behind. So try to make mistakes. And how can you make mistakes? Try to take risks. I'm out of here.